Hey guys, so today's video is going to be about the basics of eyeshadow, pretty much how to start using eyeshadows, pretty much a guide for beginners. I'm going to try to give you some of the knowledge that I have and how I have kind of gotten to the point where I have been comfortable with my eyeshadow and how I use colors and stuff like that. Today I'll just show you with neutral eyeshadow colors, and then maybe in the next few videos I will be showing you how to incorporate colors into your eyeshadow, how to do it subtly and kind of work your way up and ease yourself into wearing darker eyeshadows or colored eyeshadow and that type of thing. First off, I'm gonna get started with the type of brushes that you would need to kind of start off and make applying eyeshadow so much more easier. And I have a few brushes here. A lot of them are affordable. Most of them are affordable actually. So when I first started off with makeup, I went to this website called coastalscents.com, and as you know now they even have another company called BH Cosmetics, both really nice. I personally still like Coastal Scents brushes a lot better. And I had just gotten a set from there, but their individual brushes are a lot nicer. One of them being this kind. It's a little dirty, but this is a synthetic brush, and this is really good for applying cream products and applying your eyeshadow base and stuff like that. So one, you will need a brush like that. Or you know what, to even apply your bases you can use your finger, best tool, it's free. And just to kind of blend out your eyeshadow primer and stuff, you want to have a nice and smooth even base before you begin to apply your eyeshadow. So I personally like using a brush. You can use your fingers. Next, you would need a brush, like just a regular eyeshadow brush. This one is from Sigma, and this is their E55, but again, you can use any kind. I have so many of these from different brands. Elf makes them. They're only $1. If you're just starting off, go get that. I think that's even better. So one of those, and one more, something shaped like an eyeshadow brush. This is a No brand. This is also from Coastal Scents. This is just a huge shadow brush. I like using this for my highlight, right under my brow bone, or you can use it for all over color as well. So this is nice to have. I know Sigma makes one of these, but I will try to link these brushes down below for you guys so it's easier for you to find. Another one, I found this brush at Walgreens. It's from the brand called Soho, and it's just a really nice, big, fluffy brush. This is gonna make your this is gonna be used for transition colors. Just make your blending process and eyeshadows so much more easier. Along the lines of that fluffy brush, you will need one more that's a little bit tinier than that one to kind of get into the crease and have a more defined line. If you don't have one of these, you can use a contour brush that kind of looks like that. This is the e.l.f. contour brush. This one is just $3. It's from their Studio line. This is really nice to get into your crease and make a precise line and stuff. And last but not least, I have is a dome-shaped brush. This was from Coastal Scents, one of their sets, but you can find these individually as well. As you can see, it has a really nice sharp tip, which you can use for under your eye and kind of add more color there and stuff. If you don't have that, you can use the same contour brush to do underneath your eyes as well. A lot of these tools are really inexpensive. Like I said, I'll link them down below. And aside from tools, then you know, your eyeshadow and your bases. You can use cream shadow as your base. You can use, like NYX has some jumbo eye pencils, like eyeshadow pencils as a base. There's so many different products out there now that you can use. I personally, my favorite primer or paint pot is from MAC. It's called Painterly, and it's just skin skin tone base, and that's how that looks. And even NYX makes one that is also a skin tone color. They have one that's white. There's so many. I know that L'Oreal makes one, not like this, but L'Oreal and Milani just have regular eyeshadow primers, so you can find these in the drugstore too. You don't have to go out and buy the MAC one just because, but this stuff works great. And I've had this for, I want to say, a year or more, and I'm still not even like nearly halfway done with that. So it's a good value and it's gonna last you forever. Aside from that, Urban Decay has some primer potions. They look like this. This is in Greed, so it's more gold. And then the Too Faced has their Shadow Insurance primer. So any kind of primer, I would suggest investing in a nice good primer, whether it be drugstore or high-end, because it's just going to make your eyeshadows look nice, give it more color, and it's just going to overall look great. I'm going to be featuring a palette from Coastal Scents. It's called their Warm Palette. You can find these kind of palettes pretty much anywhere. Mine is super dirty, but you can find these kind of palettes anywhere. These are nice to start off with because you have a whole variety of color, and you know, you can just play around with different eyeshadows instead of investing your money in buying so many little trios and stuff like that. These are cheap. They have all kinds of colors. I'm going to show you the inside. And mind you, mine is a little dirty. But, you know, you get all these colors. I do not remember the price that I paid because it's been so long since I've had them. But I will link a few of these down below so you guys can check them out. And I'm gonna show you how to apply, where to apply the color and stuff like that. So let's just get started with the tutorial. I'm gonna come a little bit closer. I'm gonna apply my base first, again with this brush in my MAC Painterly paint pot. I'm gonna apply it all over. And you want to get all the way up to your brow bone. And just a nice even layer. You don't have to pack this stuff on. You don't want it to look really nasty and your shadows are going to be choppy if it's not nice and even. So I apply just very little and then just really blend it in. When you're first starting off with eyeshadows, I suggest taking a skin tone eyeshadow and applying it all over, just because when you're starting off and you don't know exactly where to apply the color, your base and stuff, it can kind of get a little choppy. So that's why I suggest just take a nice skin tone color. I'll probably just pick up the shade right here. Ooh. And that just fell on me. So nice. It's just because I've had this for so long, but nice skin tone color. And I'm going to apply it all over. This is just going to help blend the other eyeshadows a lot better and much more smoother. So next, I always like to apply a transition color. And I like to stay more in the orange, soft light brown shades for that color, for that transition color. And I like using the big brush, the big fluffy brush for the transition color. It covers a lot more space, and that's what you want. And where you apply it is going to be right at your eye bone. Where you see your eye bone, you kind of just want to take it in the shape of your eyebrow and kind of work your way in that way. I'm going to be taking a color that's in between orange and brown. As you can see, this is my favorite shade because I've used it up quite a bit. There's a lot of shades in this palette like that, but that's the one that I'm going to be picking up. It looks really nice. and it's a great color for blending. Now, as you can see, I'm gonna kind of look at where my eye is, and right here, all the way in. And it's okay if this gets a little bit more than where you want it to be. That's all right. So I'm just gonna take it and go windshield wiper motions, and just keep going. You can see this is gonna give definition to your eyes. You don't want your eyes to look flat. That's the whole purpose of applying a crease color and stuff like that. And you're just gonna go back and forth and kind of, you know, swirl your brush around, and we'll work it. And then you can add more as you go, but for now, since we are going to be using, this is a beginner's, I'm just going to do really subtle. And basically like that. Now you have 2 shades on your eyes. On an everyday basis, you can even just do those two colors, apply eyeliner, and walk out the door, and you will look put together. Even with just this, you have a all over color, and then you have a blending color, so it gives your eye a little bit of definition. Even for this transition shade that I just used, you can even use a bronzer. So many people do that, and it's just so much more easier as well. You know, so you can, it's kind of like a 2-in-1 product. But there we are with that. Next, I like taking my eyeshadow brush, just an eyeshadow brush for your lids. On this area right here, this is what's called your eyelid, and you can just put any color you want down. For neutral shades, you can go with like a cream color, a shimmery shade, or something like that, or even a pinky tone like that. I will be taking, let's just take, I'm trying to look for a good color. Let's just take this. This is like more golden cream right there. And we're going to apply that on our lids. And I just like to do the tapping motion. You get more pigment off of your color that way. Instead of swiping back and forth, you're just going to get a lot of fallout. And you kind of want to, like, you can hit your brush at your eye socket right here, not too hard of course, and that's where you know that where your eyelid ends, and that's where your crease begins. So you just kind of apply it there. Most of the time I like to take the shade that I'm wearing on my eye, if it's shimmery and white like this, and I like to pop that under my eyebrow bone too. A lot of people like to do the opposite finish, like if it's shimmery here, they'll do matte there. I personally don't mind the shimmery on both sides, but you know, you can just take what's left on your brush and kind of pop it up there, but we will be going back on top at the end. Now that you have that, you can kind of see as a whole on the eye, kind of see the different, your eye just does not look flat, like this just looks like flat because there's nothing on there. So there you are, we're making progress. Next I'm going to be taking this fluffier brush. This one's also by Coastal Scents. MAC makes one as well. It's called the 217. I don't know where it's at. I'll show you the difference at the end of the video. But taking this shade, and I will take like a taupey brown color. I'm going to be taking this shade right here. and we're going to be putting in your crease. And of course, all my eyeshadows want to fall, but that's alright. We're going to be taking that shade right there, and you can even take a darker shade, but I would suggest starting off with a lighter shade and then building the intensity up. It'll help you with the blending part as well. And just pick that up with that brush, tap off the excess, and right here at the edge, you can like kind of feel your eye socket with the end of your brush. Where our eyelid stops and our crease begins, that's kind of where you want this color. And you're just gonna kind of stick the brush in there, open your eyes wide, and you can just kind of, you know, you'll know exactly where to place that color. So you can see. Now you can see where that transition color is popping out right above it, and that just kind of gives it a really nice gradient effect. It makes your eyeshadows look so well blended and looks like you took a ton of time on it, but in reality it was one easy step. But I'm going to continue blending this, and as you see, we started off with a little. Now that we started off with a little, we can kind of build the intensity. Maybe take a darker shadow or something, a darker shadow of the same kind, like a really nice dark brown, and add some more. I'll be picking up the shade right here. Very lightly. And same thing, I'm gonna just place it and pop it right in there. You don't want to take this color all the way in, just about halfway, and it pretty much does the blending for you and will not look that bad. And just work with the color, just keep blending. It takes a little bit of time, but that's what makes your eyeshadow look just really, really well. And when we are done with that, if you feel like your transition color has kind of faded away and your line right here is a little too harsh, where the brown is, where the dark brown we placed, you can go back in with your big fluffy brush in your transition color, very lightly, and you just go over it. Same motion. And remember, this entire time that we're doing this, you just want to follow the shape of your eyebrow. It'll just really go with your eye that much better. And now when we are done with that, we're going to take our really big brush and we're going to take a highlight color. A highlight color can be any kind of white, cream shade, and it can be shimmery, matte, whatever you prefer, whatever you think looks good. And I just like to take the color that I'm wearing here. If it's not too gold or too much of a color, then I just use the same shade. And I'm gonna just pop that right underneath the brow. And this bigger brush, it kind of helps. The reason I like using a really, really big brush is because it just kind of helps tone down everything and blends everything from this color to that color. And just go back in, blend a little bit over, make sure everything's nice and crisp. And there you have your basic smoky eye or basic eyeshadow look. All you would have to do now is add eyeliner to this and some mascara, and I'll be right back and I will show you how to enhance this look a little bit more. Okay, so I am back and I have my eyeliner and my mascara done, and I did the other eye as well. Now I'm just going to show you how to enhance this look. This is a very simple, basic look. You can pair it with dark lips or bright lips, and it will go. This kind of look pretty much goes with everything. It's neutral. So explore with this a little bit. And I did not do my under eye shadow yet because I wanted to show you how you can incorporate a little bit of color with a look like this. You can pop on a colored eyeshadow right alongside your bottom lash line, and it'll go completely with the look because it's neutral, so it'll go with the colors. A really popular color people like to put on their lower lash line has got to be like a really nice, I don't want to call this baby blue, but this kind of a blue color. And this is really, really popular to put on with a look like this under your eye. But pretty much you can do any color that you want. There are no rules in makeup. So, you know, any of these colors would go, even green or anything like that. And I have these kind of colors to show you as well. Just to pop on to your lower lash line, you know, any of these colors pretty much would go. Purples, blues, greens, reds, coppers. You can even pop on like gold or like a really shimmery gold eyeliner. Anything to glam this look up you can pretty much do. I'm gonna show you how I would use this blue color. I'm gonna be taking that really, really small dome shape brush and I'm gonna apply that underneath. So just kind of dipping it in. And I'm doing a really, really thin line just because my eyes are small, and that's what I like. But you can go as thick as you want. And for the lower lash line, you can even use a pencil and go over with an eyeshadow, and you don't even have to do that. But pretty much this is how people incorporate a little bit of color. This is one way to incorporate color into your eyeshadow looks. You do not have to do this, but you know, any color will pretty much go, or you can just stick to the top. In my next video, I will be showing you guys how to incorporate colors on your top eyelash, kind of how to ease yourself into wearing eyeshadows. I hope this video was a little bit helpful for you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!